Quite a story here. A Lee County man on board that plane that crashed and flipped over in Toronto last week has returned home here.
And Wake News first spoke with him last week about this terrifying ordeal, and now we hear from his wife as well. Wake News reporter Jolena Spirito joins us in studio now. Jolena, how does the family feel finally being back together again?
Emma, it is just impossible to describe all the emotions they're feeling right now. Nate Richie survived this crash while landing in Toronto. His plane flipped upside down, caught on fire. 4 days later, he finally made it home to his family. You could see him hugging his wife so tightly there, his wife tearing up, and his daughter happy as could be.
Relief to be home safely, to see my wife, who I really thought I might not ever see again.
We introduced you to Nate Richie as he drove back to Cape Coral last week, and that was right after he survived this Delta plane crash in Toronto. Here's the moment when he finally saw his wife, Rachel Vaughn, for the first time after the crash.
Being able to hold him again and feel him in my arms was like nothing I've ever experienced. There are no words to describe that feeling of emotion that went through my body. Tears of joy, sadness because of what he's had to go through, and knowing what he still has to go through.
Nate and Rachel are soaking up their time together, but they're still shaken up, especially Nate.
You know, today's the 1 week, and I woke up this morning about 5 o'clock, which I just arrived at the airport at 5 o'clock last week. Just started playing through all the events of the day. I'm seeking professionals that are going to help unpack this for me. Yeah. But as of right now, I told her earlier, so, you know, it's like sometimes I can take an hour by hour. Other times I just got to take a moment by moment.
But this moment of pure joy and everything going forward is what counts for Richie, his wife, and his daughter, Lindley.
It was great. It was great. She's such a loving child, and she typically doesn't express a lot of emotions to us, but she did say that she really missed me last week, and so it was you know, nothing can explain being reunited with Rachel.
And I asked Nate and Rachel if they plan to ever fly again after this, and they told me as of right now, no. They canceled their international trips they had planned together already. Richie's main focus right now is to heal, both mentally and physically, after this crash. Back to you.
Wow, and I'm sure there's a lot of, time that they're going to be appreciative of from now on with each other.
Yeah, and good for them for doing whatever it is they need to do to emotionally heal.
Yeah.
And just have as much of a normal life as possible.
So glad to see that reunion story. Thank you, Jolena.
Yep.